You see this Google-style search bar, we call it, where you can type in anything. So, for example, if Spencer was to type in TRANS, it'll start predicting what you might be looking for. So maybe you're looking for the Department of Transportation, but you also might be looking for, you know, air transportation or transit capital funds, or even like a vendor like TransUnion or Transamerica. But let's say you're looking at the Department of Transportation. You click there, it'll pull in, and so this year, in 2016 so far, fiscal year, they've spent $2.3 billion at the Department of Transportation. You want to drill down one level further, you can see what they spent on equipment, for example. So $44 million they've spent on equipment. If you want to go one level further, see what they spent on motor vehicles, for example. And then you can scroll down here, $17.7 million on motor vehicles, and you can see all the different places that they've purchased vehicles from. So like, let's say we want to see what they spent at Bob Ross Buick. And here's the check. So there's, right now on OhioCheckbook.com, there's 139 million checks. And on each one of these, there are about 30 pieces of information, from the name of the agency, the vendor, the amount, what it's for. You can even click this button where it's money coming from and see when they appropriated it through the budget process, what line item they put it under. You know, so that's the general concept of the checkbook. And the state of Mandel said, well, what if we don't stop with just the state government? What if we took this concept that we've built and make it available to the 3,962 local government entities in the state of Ohio? So there's just over 600 school districts, there's 88 counties, there's about 1,300 townships, hundreds of cities and villages, there's all these different governments. And he said, well, should each one of them have to build their own site, invest in their own web design, do their own security and servers and computers and hire IT specialists, or what if we were able to just do this once and scale it to where we could, you know, offer it as a service to the local governments? And so that's essentially what we then, last year, in May of last year, said, hey, we're taking this concept that we've launched on OhioCheckbook.com, and we're going to make it available to schools, cities, villages, townships, and every other government entity in the state. And so today, we are here at Stow-Munroe Falls City Schools because you are, I would almost say, tied for first in the county, because we just came from Cuyahoga Falls as the first two districts to put your spending online. And so right now we have 627 governments across the state of Ohio that have partnered with the Treasurer's Office. If you scroll down here, you can see the names of all the different cities and villages whose sites are currently live, and as of today, Stow-Munroe Falls City Schools is on this list. So we can scroll down there, or we can just click here, and we can see the local site. And so, just like at the state level, you know, it gets into the checkbook level. You can see over here the different types of spending and different funds. You can see the different buildings. For example, you can also, if you scroll back out, you can see, so there's 90,330 rows. That's the equivalent of a check. So when we say a check, it's not an actual physical check that somebody has taken a picture of and scanned into the system. It's an expenditure, and so because you might pay with warrants or electronic fund transfers, this is the equivalent of how many checks you have, and that represents $117 million over the last 2 fiscal years that has been spent. And so, just like I kind of showed you at the state level how you can do a search, we can do a search here. And so the one that I do at a lot of schools is textbooks. You can type in textbooks. And you can do 2 things. You can either just hit enter, which I think is what Spencer just did, or you can select from one of those ones that drops down. But if you just hit enter, it'll show you, and the initial way that it'll come up is broken down by the different buildings. But we can also, if we want to get into a little more detail, we can break it down by a vendor name. Which will allow us to see the different textbook companies that are used by the school district. So if you want maybe American Legacy or one, pick one of those, Spencer. You know, you can continue to drill in, and then let's say this $150 one right here, we want to take a look at that. And you can do the check. And so, you know, the goal of this initiative really has been to kind of provide taxpayers with an easy tool at their fingertips where they can kind of follow the money like they've never been able to before. And we think there's a few really positive benefits of that. One is that it kind of helps remove this palace intrigue of, hey, I paid my taxes, but I have no idea where all that money went. We can show in very real time and, a very real way where the money went. You can break it down however you'd like. If you're somebody that sees things in Excel, if you're, Ron was mentioning that he, in a former life, was an Excel wizard. You can download the full template as an Excel spreadsheet and sort it that way. But we also built all these, we have these built-in tools that allow for you to see it. And so, we think there's going to be a corresponding increase in public trust as more governments come on, and rather than having this, idea of where the money might be going, to be able to see it in real time, we think there's a great benefit.
There's no question that transparency, that's a good word for it, because it absolutely, it's there. I mean, I don't know what anybody could ask for on the fiscal side of things that this doesn't provide. What are there, about, I'm going to say 70 columns on the spreadsheet?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of different areas here. If you click this button, Spencer, you can see all the different areas that you can take a look at.
There's so many on that
in some ways we try to make it more basic feeling because but the super user that really knows how to use this can really see just about anything and generate a report in very real time that will show you the trends and the things that you might be looking for. But I think you raise another really good point. This is all public information. It always has been public information. It's just that it's been something that was not easy to access. And so by taking the step of taking it and putting it online and leveraging technology, you've made it so that the person that is interested can look it up on their smartphone. They can look it up on their tablet or personal computer. The City of Cuyahoga Falls is on, City of Talmadge, the City of Barberton, and New Franklin, and City of Stow. Stow-Munroe Falls Library has committed, and we're in the process of getting their data up, but the school district and Cuyahoga Falls are the first two in the county to be partnering on this initiative. So we're excited to give you some kudos today, and excited to see where it goes, and hopefully get some citizens to take advantage of it.